The Missouri Historical Society is shining a spotlight on Mill Creek Valley. It was once a vibrant center of Black life in St. Louis. It is home to more than 20,000 residents and hundreds of businesses. And this is before it was largely demolished in 1959 during a massive urban renewal project. Joining us this morning is Gwen Moore, the curator of urban landscape and community identity, to talk about this exhibit and why this history still matters. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for asking.
As if we should be asking why this matters, but tell us why it matters.
Well, it's an important story, and it's an important part of St. Louis history. I mean, this was the largest African-American community in the city of St. Louis. And so to have that community, like I always say, was erased from the public landscape is one thing, but what's even more damaging and more, I guess, disturbing is that it was erased from public memory. And that's what this exhibit is going to do, is going to restore the memory of Mill Creek.
I think that's beautiful. And the thing that I always think about, because it does go to say that representation does matter in all of city government or journalism and newsrooms, that no one was really advocating, I mean, to say this can't happen in our community, and it did. Can you talk about what Mill Creek Valley was like before demolition?
Well, it was a thriving Black community. Like I said, it was 20,000 people lived there at its height. Hundreds of businesses, over 800 businesses, schools, churches, all the major Black institutions were there. One of the largest Black banks in the state of Missouri was located in Mill Creek, People's Finance Corporation, the first commercial building built by Black people in the country, not just in the city of St. Louis, was built in Mill Creek. We had the Pine Street YMCA, which was an important community hub, not just for recreation, but was also a place of where people, a residential place where people could live. It was a community center. The Phyllis Wheatley YWCA started there. The first private Black hospital was in Mill Creek, and then the first public Black hospital, City Hospital number 2, was in Mill Creek.
It's amazing. And far from a slum, which is what the community may have used that word to describe it, so that they could probably clear it, right?
Well, exactly. I mean, it was called slum clearance.
Yeah.
So you call Mill Creek a slum, so it would fit into that narrative. So yes, but it was a thriving Black community. It was a vibrant Black community. It's been described as being the center of Black life in St. Louis.
Wow. And only how many buildings remain? 12 buildings?
Oh God, about that.
Okay.
But no, every residential building was torn down.
Yeah.
Each and every one, and all but one church.
All but one.
And all but one school, really, which is Vashon, which is now part of the Harris Stowe State University.
What does that loss represent today? What do you think?
I think it changed the face of St. Louis, really. And I don't want to make too broad a claim for saying that this is one of the reasons why St. Louis probably looks the way it looks today. But I don't think you can get over that. What did you do with 20,000 people?
Right.
They had to go somewhere. And of course, that was a problem. So most went north and west, some went into public housing, but most went to North St. Louis and West St. Louis. That's why North St. Louis looks the way it looks today, and this is why West St. Louis looks today.
I think it is true, though, that don't you think that this changes the trajectory of communities and of people, and then ultimately the entire region?
Well, I think Mill Creek has lessons. It has lessons for not just for St. Louis, but for the country. One of the things that we did learn is that you can't do this anymore. You cannot go into a community and just erase it and tear down everything wholesale. It does not work, and it is not good for your community. It's not good for your city. It's not good for your state. It's not good for the country to just destroy communities and throw people here, where, and everywhere.
What will visitors experience when they walk through this current exhibit?
Okay. One of the things that we wanted to focus on was how vibrant this community was, everything that was located there. One of the things I said when we started this exhibit is that I wanted people to see Mill Creek through a Black lens, which means I wanted them to see this community through the experiences of the people that live there. What did they see? Not what people from the outside were saying about this community, but how did people who lived there, how did they see their community? How did they experience their community? And it was something positive. They saw the banks, they saw the recreation centers, they saw the Pine Street Y, they saw the People's Finance Building, They saw these, it was the seat of black music. So they saw the fluorescence of black music happening right in their community. So it was a really rich community, and that's what we emphasized. We didn't want to emphasize the negative, but we wanted to emphasize the positive.
And centering these stories are so important because people
Absolutely.
need to see it through another lens, you know, because you might live a different experience today and you need to center these wonderful stories. I know you have free tours coming up, right?
Yes, tomorrow, as a matter of fact, at 11.
Great.
And that's usually about, I think we like to cap it at 15. That makes it more effective. And we do have some coming up in March as well.
Okay, I'm excited about this exhibit so
good.
much. Is there anything that you want to leave a lasting message with the community, whether it is not just about this exhibit, but just about how we make decisions as a community?
Absolutely. One of the things I said, and I don't think it's implicit, well, I wanted it to be implicit in this story, is that I wanted people to start thinking about black communities differently, not just Mill Creek, but the way Mill Creek was smeared and was made to was seen as a slum. We don't want that narrative to continue about the way we see black communities today. You know, I know they can't see them through a black lens, but we don't want people to have these sort of stereotypes of what a black community is, which unfortunately I think we still have those stereotypes and harbor those kind of negative views about where we live. And we want to change that. And we think this will help.
Yeah.
At least I'm hoping.
I'm hoping so too, because the community needs to be a part of, the whole community needs to be a part
Absolutely.
of positive change. Thank you for all the work you're doing.
Well, thank
Cannot
you.
wait to see this exhibit.
We can't wait to have you come and see it.
Okay, I'll be there.
Okay,
Thank you for all
great,
the work you're
great.
doing.